Welcome to WeLearn, Virtual Learning Network. This is session number 10, Religion and the Economic Order. Topics which we are going to cover in this session are religion and society, religion and economy, religion and capitalism, Hinduism and development. So coming towards the first topic, that is religion and society. Broadly speaking, religion is the result of man's attempt to understand the unknown. Religion involves fear of powerful supernatural forces. Our life is surrounded by mysteries. Death, birth, creation, and life itself is a mystery. Religion tries to explain the mysteries which surround us. Religion help human beings in facing the uncertainties of everyday life from the beginning of the sociologists and have been interested in understanding man and religion. Religion stands as a basis for our life and influence our words and deeds to the significant extent. It gives meaning to our life. Though myths, rituals and ceremonies, it gives us a sense of past and a goal for the future. Religion and economy. Economics is generally a matter of production and distribution of goods. Human beings are directly involved in both the processes of production and distribution. Understandably, religious belief and values affect one's work ethic, business ethic, and consumption pattern. A religion which prescribes hard work for salvation naturally inspires its adherents to be dedicated and committed workers. On the other hand, if work is considered to be a punishment for one's sin by a particular religion, then it is less likely that the believer would be dedicated and sincere worker. However, there is another way of looking at the above situation. If any religion emphasizes more on honesty and sincerity of work, the believer might fall to notice or ignore the exploitation of the factory site. Consumption pattern too may be conditioned by one's religious belief. Meat may not find a market in the religious dominated by people whose religion strictly advocates vegetarianism. If conch shells are of much religious value in a society, then they may be preserved or saved. If religious belief go against consumption of all forms of liquor, then there is a possibility that liquor distillers may have to be shut down. Religious influences the economic activities of people. It is also true that the religion themselves may arise out of crisis situation. So far, it has been demonstrated that religious belief and values affect the process of production, distribution, and consumption. Religion and capitalism. Economic order varies from age to age. Feudalism, capitalism, and socialism are three examples of economic order. Nature and organization of production, distribution, and consumption differ widely in various economic order. The Catholic Church had strong roots in many of the feudal countries. On the transformation of feudalism, there are changes in the religious sphere too. The doctrines of the Catholic Church were challenged by the new streams of thought. Among these were the supremacy of the Pope and the interference of the Church in the affair of the state, which come under heavy criticism. Next is the religion and capitalism. Karl Marx and Max Weber are two scholars who shed significant light on the relationship. Marx was concerned more about the understanding of capitalist order than with the understanding of religion per se. But in his general understanding of capitalism, Marx also developed a general theory of society extending over almost all social institutions, especially religion and politics. Marx's model of society had an economic base which constrains the superstructure constituted by religion, politics, arts, etc. As a Jew from Germany who had but long association with England, Marx owes much to his predecessors Hegel and Feuerbach for his view on religion. Max Weber. Max Weber is another German scholar who tried to understand the origin of the capitalism in Europe. Rationalization or rationality is the unifying theme of Weber's scholarship. Rationalization indicates two almost stimulus processes. Firstly, the displacement of magical elements of thought, and secondly, the process in which idea attain systematic coherence and neutralistic consistency. Weber applied his concept of rationality to understand change in religion, science, art, administration, and politics. For Weber, capitalism itself was born out of a highest degree of economic rationalization. Weber argues and demonstrates that idea can become motor force in the development process. In the development of capitalism, the idea supplied by the Protestant sects played a major role. Comparison between Marx and Weber. Barhunam point to many stimuli between Marx and Weber. Some of them are important one and worth citing. Firstly, both Marx and Weber agree that capitalism is not a mere economic system, but it permeates and spreads throughout the society. Secondly, both of them agree that social values which were necessary for the growth of capitalism were not natural, but the outcome of historical development. Thirdly, both of them agree that the new capital expenditure entrepreneurial classes did not come from the pre-capitalist financial or merchant classes. Rather, the new capitalist called class was a rising one. The major difference is that while Marx considering idea to be simple, reflected on social and economic realities, Weber considered ideas to be important for development. Weber did not establish a one-to-one relationship with region and development. Weber's thesis allows us to say that after a certain age of development, religion may serve as the ideology of those who benefited out of the development. Another difference between Marx and Weber is that Weber asserted the criticism of religion from within. Marx ruled that out. For Marx, the criticism of religion is possible from outside the religion. However, Marx's view of religion as a welling mercantilism applies to all ages, societies, and cultural systems, whereas Weber's view of religion as a bearer of ideas for potential development applies to specific historical cultural system. In Weber theories, we find the emphasis on individual. In Marx, we do not find the same. Marx argued Hinduism as a natural consequence of stagnant type of social organization, and Weber postulated that in Hinduism, like any Eastern religion, lacks an ethic conducive for the development of capitalism. Marx on Hindu. Karl Marx had a very little access to knowledge about India. His sources were travelogues, diaries, and reports written by British colonial administrator from three sources. Marx understood Hinduism was worship and of nature, and India has an aggregate of self-sufficient or the self-sufficient or little communities. The type of social organization that India had subordinated man to external forces, and as and in the result of there arose natural worship. He argued that the village republic were mainly responsible for combining Indian mites to supervision. Marx postulated that Hinduism might die when the village republic will be dissolved under the impact of colonialism. The bias inherent in Marx's sources of data has been pointed out. Weber on Hinduism and capitalism. As a sequel to which Weber argued the Eastern religions include capitalism. Weber's view on Hinduism was formulated through his understanding of power structure in India, society, and economic ethic abolished in the caste system and karma philosophy. Firstly, caste system fixed millions of people as servile labor attached to their upper caste members. Secondly, caste system conferred status on one group and heaped multiple deviations of humanities into occupational group, had rituals and religious sanctions. The religious sanctions stabilized the caste system. Fourthly, since the caste system was hereditary and within it the occupation, the division becomes stable, then the group of monopolies certain kind of occupation. An evolution of Weber. Most of the Weber argument have been defeated over the development. In the past 40 years of Indian independence, every by now, various studies have established that traditional institutes like joint family and caste have well adaptable themselves to develop class association have helped in building textile industry in western industry. Weber mistakenly held that Hinduism is a homogeneous monologic relationship. Due to his mistake view, he postulated one spirit of Hinduism, which is again acceptable. Hinduism is heterogeneous with diverse system of philosophy and culture. Within Hinduism itself, there have arisen many aspects which have some selected with the proficient elegance. Now, in the last, there are a few questions which are based on this session. First one is, what is the social impact of Kama philosophy? Question number two is, what is the social impact of karma philosophy? That's all for the session. Thank you. Happy learning. We learning.